Hello and welcome to the SFCA podcast. Our goal is to inspire travel. We want to expose you to what Miami and South Florida has to offer. From Key Biscayne to Coconut Grove, South Beach to Calle Ocho and everywhere in between. Miami is a vibrant city and offers a wide array of popular attractions and venues. Come join us. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Concierge Confidential. Today, we have the general manager of Air World Travel, Maria Simonetti. Maria, welcome. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
You're
Hope
welcome.
everybody's okay.
So
Yes.
the thing that's on everybody's mind since we've been under a what I would like to call a house arrest for the last 3 months is travel. So tell us about the travel industry. Before we get into that, explain to me a little bit about what an IATA certification means for those people that don't know.
Yes, the IATA, actually the meaning of IATA is International Air Association Transportation, and it's an accreditation that is given to all the airlines, travel agencies that qualify. And this give us the authorization to do ticketing, international and domestic, and we can conduct business, which is a very important thing to have, IATA.
Now, question, not everybody can get an IATA. You have to be a certified, I believe you have to have some type of
You have to have a good
funding just in case because of the tickets and the deposits
Exactly.
and the payments, so on and so
Yes.
forth.
You have to have good funding. You have to have a good record, and most of them you have to be legal in the country. So it's not that easy. Like it used to be better. Now it's getting more complicated because of a lot of agencies doing no good things. You know.
Okay,
So
I'm sure
now
there's a lot of supposed alleged travel agents that aren't technically travel agents either.
they open, they don't pay, and they disappear. Exactly. And a lot of people are being like that, you know, that they go to the travel agency and maybe the travel agency doesn't even exist anymore. So it's
Yeah, so
complicated now, but it's
So-
necessary to have.
Would you compare the IATA certification to somewhat of a liquor license that gives you the right to sell travel legitimately in the United States?
No, there is such thing called seller of travel that you can get it to Tallahassee, but the seller of travel, it doesn't give you the authorization to do airline tickets, to sell cruises and things like that. No, you do need this accreditation.
The IATA, and there's not too many IATA certified travel agents anymore in the United States or throughout the world.
Not that many. A lot of people, what is happening now in the situation is that a lot of people are going home. They're working from home. They're not paying the fees that they require. They don't want to have that money held down by the IATA. So what they do is that they marriage with another big agency that has it, and they sell ticketing through the biggest one, you know? So it's like they don't want to go through all these payments and things like that. Which
Okay.
is, I mean, I don't do that myself. I continue having my own IATA.
Okay. Now, in today's day and age, you've got TripAdvisor, you have all these third-party booking platforms,
Yes.
OTAs as they call them, online travel agents. And what separates you, the individual travel agent, from all these booking engines that you can now book literally anything in the world?
Well, what is separate is because it's a personal contact. It's like you have your own doctor and you're going to make sure that he's going to take care of you the best. So that's separating, you know, it's a personal contact. And also it's very important because people, let's say you call me, you have a person you can talk to. I want to make sure that your trip goes okay, your vacation or your business trip was going to be okay. And you're going to have somebody you can call whenever you have a problem or you want to do any changes. And we are here 24/7, that's very important. When you buy something in the internet through booking.com or Expedia, and if it's any mistake, who are you going to call, you know?
Sure.
Or when you are at the airport, how are you going to contact that agency that is a mistake? So that's why a personal travel agent is very important to have.
True.
Like a
Most
doctor,
definitely.
you know?
You put the face behind the name and you have that
Exactly.
contact 24/7 that you can,
And I always
refer to.
available, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So tell me about your personal favorite destinations when traveling.
Uh, well, if we're talking about Europe, I like Germany. I like Israel. I like Greece. If we're talking about South America, I like Argentina. I like Peru. I like also Chile. And of course, United States, you cannot forget. Beautiful places to visit here in the United
True.
States.
And now for U.S. citizens, you still can't go to Europe and the Latin Americas because obviously there's a limited number of flights, and there may
Well,
be some border issues as well.
well, right now, there is not really flights open yet. It will be coming in September. I know because I got the emails already. Argentina is opening in September. Colombia is opening as well. So we're going to get people coming from Latin America in September.
Okay, so Latin
From
America,
Europe,
and so we're going to miss the influx for Argentina in August and July when it's
yes,
their
that
winter.
is correct because there is no flights coming. And then from Europe, there is they're going to start in July, at the end of July.
And I
Yes.
saw that China already received federal approval for 3 flights
Exactly.
from
Yes.
China.
That's correct. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So little by little, things are going to be coming back to normal.
Yeah, we're going to go little by little. Yes.
And what about the cruise industry? You had mentioned earlier that you think it's August, but most likely that's going to be moved as well.
I believe that is going to be moved as well. Yes, yes. They extended until August, at the end of August, and they're going to keep extending because it's a different thing, you know, cruises, and you're talking about like the Harmony, Royal Caribbean, 8,000 people. I don't think they're going to be able to have 8,000 people, you know, with this situation. So
pardon my, I want to say pardon my ignorance, but I would think that a cruise line is more safer than an actual hotel. And this is my reason why. When you get on a cruise line, they're going to check everything. They're going to inspect you. They're going to make sure everything's fine. So once you're on that vessel and the doors are sealed, in theory, everybody on the vessel has been tested and they're COVID negative. So the chances of them getting sick are minimal versus a hotel that's transient and you can go out and about all over the city, not be checked as often, if at all, and possibly bring the infection of the virus to others, whether it be hotel workers or other tourists or so on and so forth. So I would think that the way a ship is designed by the sheer nature of it, it would probably be a safer zone than a hotel. Don't you agree?
Yes, I think I agree. Yeah, and on cruises, yes, they're going to check your temperature. They're going to make sure everything is going to be done correctly. I think they're taking out the buffet in the cruises, the buffet, so they're going to have a la carte. And I believe that it's going to be, I would rather take a cruise than going to a hotel. But again, you know, cruises, hotels, and airlines are following all the protocols and safety for the people. So they're actually working very well on this. And of course, I always recommend everybody to travel with the mask, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I know we had an outbreak in Florida where we've had last night alone 2,300 cases, over 580 in Miami-Dade County. So obviously the mask is a very big plus. We're not beyond this. We're certainly not going into the second phase anytime soon because it continues on. And they had warned us there's going to be a second wave of this. Now,
I don't think so. We're going to have a second wave. What's happening is that the young people are not following the rules, and they go to bars drinking, you know, and then the young people goes to their houses, to the parents and the grandmother, and that's what's happening. True. But the second wave, I don't really think so, you know. I don't think so that we're going to have that. That's my opinion, my personal opinion.
Well, hopefully it's correct because I don't think we certainly can't afford another lockdown by any means, whether it be in the hospitality industry or retail or anything else. We just need to move forward and take extensive cautions in how we engage and how we protect ourselves and protect others, not so much for ourselves, but the protection of others to make sure that we don't spread the virus, whether we're asymptomatic or not.
You're definitely right on that. Exactly. That is correct. Yes.
So let's talk about one of my favorite trips that I never got to take, and hopefully one day I will take, and that's going to our beautiful island of Cuba. So tell me, how can someone go to Cuba? Can a U.S. citizen go to Cuba still, or is that now banned under the current administration?
No, you can fly to Cuba. so long you flight. You cannot take private charters, private planes. You cannot take cruises there, but you can fly there. I've been sending people there until the beginning of the year when everything stopped, but it hasn't been any kind of problems. The traveling, everything is fine, and I can help you with. I do flight tickets, hotel reservations, so I can create a whole package.
Now, question for you. So I'm an American citizen. I'm holding a U.S. passport. I go to Cuba. They can stamp the passport. It's not an issue?
No, it's not going to be a problem.
Okay, because I remember years ago where you couldn't, you'd have to go through a third country, be it the Bahamas or Mexico, and then they would stamp a piece of paper, place it in the passport, and then when you left the country, they would take the piece of paper. So in the eyes of the U.S. government, you were never in Cuba. But then it causes a problem because if anything happens, the U.S. government will not recognize that you were in Cuba.
No, at the moment, there is no problems of anybody flying. So long the flight, that's it. The only thing that it was actually restricted was the private charters and the cruises. So far, we don't know what's going to happen in the future because there's a lot of problems between Venezuela and the government here wants to restrict Cuba because it's helping Venezuela. I don't want to talk about politics, but that's more or less what I understand. So maybe in the future, we're going to have a problem too with the flights.
So you mentioned private charters. What did you mean by private charters?
Private planes. Private planes.
Private planes. Okay, so you can purchase a commercial ticket, or you have to purchase a package with the airfare included.
You can purchase the commercial tickets, which is American Airlines and Delta, that they fly from Miami every day. The private planes is when you want to have a private plane. That is not allowed, but commercial, no problem.
And what's the average ticket price from here to Cuba? Again, on
round trip in economy is around $250.
Not bad.
And if you're talking about business class, it's around $550, $585, like that. Yes.
Okay, and the flight time is what, 45 minutes?
It's just 1 hour.
1 hour?
Yeah, it's 1 hour. Yes.
Okay.
Plus the
and
hotel,
then,
of course.
as far as hotel accommodations, you have a wide array as well as Airbnb.
Yes. You have the 4 stars like Melia Cohiba. You will be paid like $250 per night, more or less. If you want the Grand Manzana Kempinski, which is one of the best hotels right now, you pay like $500 a night. And then you have the Nacional, which is a very nice hotel for $180 a night. I mean, it's very reasonable, the prices in Cuba. And the only thing that Americans cannot bring, they cannot pay in Cuba with the American credit cards. They have to bring cash.
Cash, and there's 2 currencies in Cuba as well.
Yeah, or the currency, or bring dollars. You can bring cash, but you cannot
bring
use
U.S. dollars, or you have to convert it to U.S. currency?
No, you can go with the U.S. dollars and you can use it there. You can convert them, but a lot of people, they don't do that. They just pay cash with the cash. They take U.S. dollars there.
Now, there's also 2 Cuban currencies, correct?
They have the Cuban currency that they can change it at the airport. Yes.
But there's 2 versions of the Cuban currency?
Well, the Cuban currency, I would recommend they can change like $100 only. Because if you stay with all that money and then you're going to come back, what are you going to do with that money? So when you go to a restaurant in Cuba and you want to pay with dollars, they will take dollars.
Do they charge you more if they take dollars?
No, they don't charge you more. No, they like dollars, And now if you come from Europe, then you can use the Europeans' credit card.
Understood.
Any other place except United States.
So it's only cash. And the same holds true for the hotels as well? They don't accept any American credit cards?
They don't take American credit cards. No, not at all. That hasn't been resolved, that issue. I heard they're working on it since last year, but it hasn't been resolved.
So if you're an American going to Cuba, you have to take a bundle of cash with you, because if not, credit cards are useless.
Exactly. That is
and you're going to be stuck.
Oh, big problem. Yes.
Wow. Yes. See, I didn't know that. As far as the hotels in Cuba, what do we have? The Nacional would be rated what?
You have the Nacional, which is about 3.5 stars. You have the Melia Cohiba, it's a 4-star. Then you have the Grand Hotel Kempinski. That's a 5-star. Then you have the Hotel Saratoga. It's also a 5-star. And then there is a little hotels around that you can stay, many, many hotels. You have Airbnbs. I don't actually do Airbnbs myself. I don't recommend. I actually work with the hotels that I know. Okay. That I can recommend, and nobody's going to call me from Cuba with a problem. you know.
And as far as food quality and everything else, it's fine? No issues?
Yeah, the food quality depends the hotel you stay, you know. It depends.
Okay.
If you stay in Emilia Coiba, definitely the quality is going to be different, you know.
But I wouldn't expect to get food poisoning anywhere that I go.
No.
No, okay.
No. I never had any problems since Cuba opened up. Never ever anybody said to me that they got sick or anything like that. And the safety is good too. It's good safety. They really take care of the tourists very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, safety is very good. Yeah. Yes.
Now, question for you. If I'm in Cuba, what would probably be your top 3 things to do if you go to Cuba? What are the most popular things?
Well, I would say mainly you can go to Havana for about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to extend the vacation, you can go to Varadero. Varadero is where the all-inclusive resorts are. That's on the beach.
Is that far from Havana?
Take a little bit of Havana, a little bit of Varadero. You can
How far is Varadero from Havana? Is it too far?
It's about a 2 hours driving distance.
2-hour drive. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I personally don't do that part. You can hire somebody there to take you. The reason mean is that it's Cuba, you know, and let's say I hire somebody and probably the person doesn't even show up. I don't really want to have a bad reputation. So
understood.
You know, yes.
Understood.
But you can take anybody. I mean, even the hotels help you to get somebody to take you to Varadero.
Okay. So
yes.
consult your local hotel and they will point you in the right direction.
Right. But my opinion is to go to Havana because it's a history and it's a lot of more things to see there and a history. In Varadero, you have a beach, but we have beautiful beaches here in Florida. So,
true. Gorgeous. My favorite is the West Coast, like Naples, Fort Myers, Sanibel.
Right. So if you come from Florida, if you live in Florida, you don't want to go to Varadero. You know, you want to go to Havana to see the history.
Correct.
That's my opinion. If you come from Europe, that's different. Then you want to go to the beach as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay. Correct.
Exactly.
So look into your crystal ball, Maria. Tell me what you foresee in the next few weeks, few months, and throughout the rest of the year with this whole COVID epidemic.
My crystal ball says that it's going to be very slow. Mm-hmm. The people scared to fly. But like I said before, the airlines and the cruises and the hotels are doing the best to keep this the safety. It's going to take a while. It's going to move forward more to the end of the year, more for the holidays.
So like December, November, December is when we're going to start picking up.
At this moment, since we don't even have flights from Latin America, and remember, Latin America brings a lot of business to Miami.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in the summer.
And we're missing the Latin Americans, and we don't have them, and a lot of Europes. And don't forget the economy, Miguel, because remember, a lot of people, besides that, they are behind. Probably a lot of people didn't even work. So it's a little combination of being scared of traveling and also economy situation. So sure. my crystal ball says that at the end of the year, it's going to get a little bit better, close to the holidays, and definitely we're going to have a wonderful 2021.
I'm sure we will.
I am a very positive person, and I believe so much in God, and we're going to go through this. We're going to go through it. We're almost at the end. So thank God.
We are.
We're going to be almost
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, thank you very much, Maria. If you're interested in travel, Air World Travel is the one you want to speak to. They can take care of anything you may need. Maria, you've been a great help and a great co-host in all this and a great educator. So we have a little bit more knowledge of what the world entails. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, everybody. Be safe. God bless you, everybody. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our goal is to inspire travel. We want to expose you to what Miami and South Florida has to offer. From Key Biscayne to Coconut Grove, South Beach to Calle Ocho and everywhere in between. Miami is a vibrant city and offers a wide array of popular attractions and venues. Come join us.